Hey YouTube, this is John from TCG. Welcome back. We're doing a deck profile today over at Koalaty Games. Here today we have Robbie. He's the jackass who you always see pilot AOD. He's going to be going ahead and showing his deck profile. He's going to be going ahead and showing his deck profile for his AOD. And Robbie, people can see your beautiful face. But going into the video, just talk about your deck.
Alright, so for the most part, I'd say my deck is pretty standard for AOD builds. Got your leader. So the main two things of the deck is both the leader and Bobbity, which you always want to run 4 Bobbities. Because the leader, both of them, first off, take away the specified cost. Because agents in general have all the different colors other than black. And so you need, if they had specified cost, it would make it way too clunky. Wouldn't be able to run. Anyway, the leader on attack is able to choose if you want to take a life or not, and then search the top 5 cards of your deck for an agent, which both of those effects are extremely useful, because also if you're facing a stall deck, you can go for the self-awaken by hitting yourself, and then if you're facing a more aggro deck, you can choose to not hit your own life and just search, or if you're late game.
And the life strike isn't mandatory due to the Peep 5, correct?
The life is not mandatory. You can choose. Yeah, it's optional if you want to take the life to peek the top 5 and grab an agent. That's what makes it so good. Because when, like for instance, even if you were down, if you didn't awaken for some reason, you were at like 3 life, you wouldn't want to take a life, but you would want to peek.
Okay.
And so you could still peek without taking the life.
And then how about the awaken side?
The awaken side, you typically want to wait till minimum turn 3. You never want to awaken turn 2 because you kill off your draw. On your awakened side, you do not draw whatsoever. However, you could free play an agent that is cost of 2 or less.
Okay.
Which once per turn. Which, because thanks to Bobbity reduces all your agents by 1. So it lets you free play 3 drops, which there's a lot of really good 3-drop agents that I'll get to. And then the second ability, pay 3 to play an Agents of Destruction Unison, which there's the 2 Unison options for that, but being able to play, both of them are like 4-cost Unisons that you can play for 3,
yeah.
And any color, because when you do it with this effect, it can be any color.
That's true.
So the basic ones that are always going to be at 4, obviously Bobbity, and then also Hot Jack. Hot Jack's main use is being able to pay 1, discard it from hand, get a Bobbity from deck or drop. It is the best way to
Put
start.
out all 4 too, just so they can see it. So you just put out all 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just to be able to, it's the best turn 1 option, so you don't have to worry about which color you start to charge. If you have a Bobbity turn 1, you have to worry about charging blue in order to play him. With him, any color, discard him, grab a Bobbity.
Okay.
But at the same time, I have started to use him more with some of the decks that I've fought against recently for actually on play, because his second effect, when he's played, you can warp a battle card 4 or less, but then also you can choose up to 3 battle cards in your opponent's drop and bottom deck them.
Okay.
So, which is very helpful against some decks, like I recently fought against Joe, against Sin Shenron, and so I shuffled all of his boss dragons back into his deck so he couldn't pay 6 to be able to hurt me with them.
Okay.
Then, another one to always run it for, Agents of Destruction Strike Back. It counts as an agent card in all areas, so it can be searched, as well as Bobbity.
Too, right? Yeah.
Yep. Bobbity it reduces its cost still, so it's a free peek the top 2, grab it, and then you can grab both. If they're both agents, you can grab both. If you grab at least 1 agent, you can choose to strike a life, like take it to hand.
Cool.
Again, the life is a choice, which helps a lot with being able to self-awaken or just use it for that.
So essentially a lot of consistency with your deck.
Yes. That's why I say it's mostly pretty basic, because consistency is a very big thing.
Yeah.
So we got 4 of the Turles. After Awakening, this is going to be our main way to draw, because he has Barrier, and then he attacks to search 4 and more 4 top 5, grab an agent.
Okay.
That's pretty basic there. This is probably the most broken card in the deck. If anything was going to be edited with the deck to make it less evil, this would be the card, I would say, because the fact that it is not once per turn, it is a counter attack, and you could just play it, so you could use it on an opponent's turn or your own. So you could use it for aggro. If you have 3 in hand, you can literally, pay 1 energy. I play him, I play an agent from deck. Pay 1 energy, play him, play an agent from deck, and you can just keep doing it for each energy and swarm the field with a bunch of them. as well as good. The card play does have its skills negated, but it can be.
It's just a body on field.
It's just a body on field to hit, as well as if you don't start off turn 1 with a Turles. So a lot of people would say a good turn 2. If you pass to your opponent, you negate their attack and toss out a Turles. So its skills are negated on your opponent's turn, but once it's your turn again, then you have the search ability.
I got you.
Me personally, this is my favorite.
You got
Has
4
been
of
the
the Android 13?
13 counterplay.
I hate that card so much.
I love this card so much because it has been MVP many games because almost all of the meta floodgates to stop from attacking a lot, they reduce their energy cost in hand. So being able to counterplay for 1, it's like, for instance, if they try to use Topo, they try to use Robotic Riposte Frieza, multiple other counterattacks or counterplays, then you can make it so it goes to drop instead. They won't get the floodgate effect, and they have to discard a card.
Or Joe's situation with Sin Shenron, you just keep putting the balls in the drop when he plays it?
Yes, he goes to play the ball, and I go, yeah, I don't want to deal with that 9 drop. That's going to go in the drop instead, and we're going to have you discard a card. And then, of course, it is oftenly a body that I have to choose if I'm wanting to use Garlic Jr. for swarming, because
It's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, Bill, because it's only Garlic Jr. only lets me play a 2-drop from deck. So Bobbity's effect doesn't affect other ones.
Because it only affects your hand?
Yep. And then the only other 2-drops are this one here, Slug, and then Turles.
Okay.
Which both of them have unique.
And
so I wouldn't be able to have more than one of them on the board at a time.
Okay. And then what does the Slug do?
Slug is the super combo. Sadly, it does not give any draw, but with the deck, I understand why they did that. It gets plenty of draw on its own. But the super combo does also, once it's on the field, it sits there making your opponent not want to counterplay. Because if they do go to counterplay, they have to discard 2 cards in order to counterplay things.
Okay.
So that is very helpful. And then it is a very easily searchable super combo, which helps a lot.
That's true.
So that's always at 4 of. This one is not very popular. A lot of people stopped playing the Bojack.
So what does he do?
So he essentially, for me, I just like having an extra body that I can get out for 1 energy, because he basically, when you combo with him, at the end of the battle, you can pay 1 to play him in rest mode. While as long as he's in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards equal to or greater than their energy can't swing at your leader.
Gotcha.
So they'll want to end up killing him so they can swing at your leader with their big bosses. But when he does get KO'd, you get to draw a card, which is also helpful. So getting him out for that 1 energy, even just wastefully on your opponent's turn, can be very helpful, because once you go on your turn, it's a guaranteed card you want to swing with.
I got you.
Yeah. Then, I actually think I would want to add 1 more. I noticed I only have 3 of the Broly. So Broly's one of the 3-drop, one of the actual 3-drops that'll be used for the leader's ability typically. He's very good because, first off, if he's in hand, he's another long way of getting back your Bobby if someone keeps getting rid of it over and over.
It's
Because
recycled
you can
material.
pay 1. You can pay 1, discard him, grab Hotjack, and then do that. Or you can discard him and grab any other agent to your hand.
Okay.
Then, when he's played, you get to KO something 5 or less, and look at the top 3 cards and just take any 1 card, put it in your hand, other ones to drop.
That's really good.
So it helps for searching for secret rares, anything that's not an agent, this guy can help you grab still.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why he is so good. Right now, I'm only running 2 of our newest agent edition, the Janemba. Like a lot of people are going to know what he does. Basically, just offering blocker.
Searchable offering blocker, and you reduce his cost. Do you play the chain or no?
I do not play the chain right now. I tried the chain, but it felt a little too clunky for me. I preferred my old one. I might give it another shot later on, but for now, I'm sticking with my build here, just having them in as additional blockers and offering.
Okay.
Right now, I'm running 3
On the Slug.
of the Slug agent.
Yeah, I was gonna
this
say-
one is good for, you can use it to bring out the yellow. I have him inside, the yellow one inside deck right now, but I can grab
No.
him really
I think
quick.
most people know what the yellow one does.
Yeah, I
Because we
have
play
him
best
right here,
we
yeah.
play best of 1 pre-side over here.
Yeah. So we got the yellow slug that helps stop. He'll pay 1, play the yellow slug. He helps stop them from drawing with non-leader skills. Right now in my deck, he's mainly just cool. 20k body, my opponent has to discard a card, which can be very helpful
Okay.
in itself. 2 of this guy just because he has a 20k crit, which is very nice. But his ability costs 2 energy, which in a deck that's trying to throw as many bodies for as little energy as possible, it can be a little pricey, so I mainly just use it for a 20k crit. However, I have used its ability in certain matchups. For instance, if I'm facing Sin, this is going to be one of my only ways of getting rid of the boss monster.
Yep.
Because it doesn't have any energy requirement, just pay 2, kill something on their field, they discard a card.
Yep, I got you.
Then we can get to well, that's going to be most of the agents other than our
2 Boo and
unisons.
this guy.
Right now I'm playing 2 Boo and 1 of the Vegeta. I would probably want to switch it to 2 and 2, but I forgot those at home today. But the Boo, of course, is very good. Just both of them still count as agents, can pay 3 to play each of them.
And they are just strong on their own, too.
Exactly.
We got a
They
board
are
wipe
just
and a
strong.
tall boy that can't be knocked over easy.
Exactly. And then also, if someone stalls to late game, the green one can also be extra helpful because of if you can get its -5 off, then you get to take 3 cards out of their hand, discard them.
Yeah.
So I know in a recent matchup, they didn't end up knocking him down much, and so I actually played him and then got him up to 5. So my plan was to go for a swing, -5, pay 3, play him, so I get to strip out their hand, swing with a double strike crit, and then still bring out another body to hit them with, draw a card, and then Boo, of course, with his -1 to free draw a card. -1 bounce something when it attacks, or bounce anything when the battle card attacks.
It's just an overall good great unison.
It is just
such
an
a great
overall
unison.
great unison.
And removing the specified cost is great too.
Exactly. And then one of the reasons to run more of the Boo unison, and also why I like to run the Bojacks to help with blue energy consistency, so I can run 4 Sensu Beans.
I hate that card in your deck.
Everyone loves that card in every deck. Then for the counters, I used to have some power bursts, switched them out for support of the Dark Empire. Right now I'm only running 2, thinking about adding in a 3rd, just don't want to mess with the consistency too much. I don't want to ever whiff really on my searches.
Right.
Then for a little bit of help for kill turns, of course we have
Fight Against Fate.
Yep.
Everyone knows what he does. Yep.
Everyone knows what he does. He just gets out there and goes for 2 extra swings for kill. Then catch people off guard. Gotta have at least 1 champion in there. That way they think, oh, you're just hitting for 1. Okay, that's fine. And then you go for kill and combo everything. For only running, I have 1 in the main deck for now because of, again, helps with blue consistency, and then if I don't need the blue consistency and I get my unison out, still great counterplay.
And last 2 cards?
Last 2 cards are 1 Koalaty for, again, to help with consistency, because I get that in my hand, it doesn't even matter, I can just...
But then also
combo it
stopping
with the draw.
floodgates too during your turn, right?
Yep, it can help and make it, so yeah, it'll help with negates and counterplay. So also, if I had the Slug out on board and I'd use the Koalty's effect, they're not going to counterplay me at all, because 1 counterplay could end up costing them 4 cards out of their hand.
Yep, I got you.
That's a big hit. And then being able to shuffle 2 back in and draw 2, very good.
And your secret rare of the deck?
Secret rare right now, I'm actually running Heron's Lineage. Typically I've been switching between Heron's Lineage and the SS4 extra card that will negate. The SS4 extra card doesn't negate the attack, but it lets you warp a battle card for each color on the board and your energy. And then it also, for each card that warped, then it gets 5k to your leader.
Okay.
So with a deck that's running 4 different colors,
It's great.
It's amazing.
Yep.
And then Heron's Lineage I've been using more recently because I don't really have big bosses in this deck. It's mainly just swarming with little guys. So when my opponent tries to go for a big boss, it's very fun to just, oh no, I'm gonna die.
And then Heroin's Lineage, I got you.
I'm just gonna borrow that.
Yeah, overall, though, you've been enjoying the deck. I know when we first started running locals here, you won the first 3 tournaments. Otherwise, any comments on the deck before we go?
No, just I feel like it is a very fun deck to play. It's very consistent, and so one of the best things why I love this deck is just it's very easy to edit it to your play style. You can face all kinds of different matchups with this deck by changing the cards you run in it, or even just using the exact same build and just changing how you play. It's able to deal with a variety of different things.
Okay. Well, thanks, Robbie, for showing us your deck profile. Thanks for tuning into the Lock TCG, guys, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the videos.
Bye.